everyone, and welcome back to Mailsphere, where I share travel tips, kculture insights, and my move abroad journey. If you are planning to relocate, this one is super important. Two big stories just broke. First, the FAA announced it will reduce traffic by 10% across 40 major U.S. markets starting this Friday, November 7th, and that means fewer flights, more delays, and potential headache if you are moving abroad. Second, the Supreme Court allowed a new U.S. passport policy that affects how gender markers are displayed. A change that could impact not just identity documents, but your travel eligibility and how you're processed abroad. Today, we're unpacking what both of these mean for you if you are moving abroad, from passport prep to flight booking strategies, how to stay flexible and on schedule. So let's dive in. So let's talk flights first. The FAA says it needs to reduce flights because many air traffic controllers and TSA agents are working without pay during this ongoing government shutdown. The order covers 40 of the busiest U.S. airports and aims for a 10% cut in scheduled flights. What that means for you, if you are relocating abroad, your flight is a big piece of the puzzle. A delay or cancellation can ripple out to your visa timeline, housing move-in date, job starting, everything. When booking your flight, choose an airline with flexible change, cancellation policies, avoid last-minute bookings, and build in buffer days after arrival. Also, you want to monitor the list of airports affected. Some smaller regional airports might not be targeted. If your primary airport is on the list, think New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Atlanta, you might want to consider alternative routes or date. And maybe even look at going to Canada and taking your international flight from there. Now let's shift to the passport front. The Supreme Court allowed the policy regarding U.S. passports to reflect the sex assigned at birth rather than allowing an X for self-identity gender marker. Why does this matter if you're moving abroad? Your passport is your primary travel and identity document. If you're planning a long-term move or visa application, any change or instability in how your passport is issued can affect your approval timeline, entry in other countries, or even your comfort traveling. Here's what you need to check. Is your passport valid for at least 6 to 12 months beyond your arrival date? Do you anticipate needing to change your gender marker, name, or other personal info? If yes, start the process today, right now. Is your destination country handling visas, migration screening differently now that the U.S. passport policies have changed? Some countries require exact match between passport and visa. Bottom line, get your passport situation squared away before you book your flight or ship any belongings, because that is your gateway to enter a new country. Putting the two pieces together, flight disruptions and document risks, means your moving abroad plans need to be flexible. Here are a few things to think through. Short list. 2 to 3 countries you're open to. If your first choice gets delayed by flights or document issues, you might pivot to another. Buffer days. If you have planned to arrive on date X and start a job or rental agreement or on day Y, give yourself a couple of extra days in between just in case of flight backlog issues. Build your community. I've talked about this in a couple of other videos, but this is so important. If your move gets delayed by a week or two, use that time wisely. Connect with expat groups in your target country. Join local online forums. Watch vlogs of people doing the same move. Stay in touch with your employer/host organization. If your start date is flexible, let them know that you might land a few days later and ask what is absolutely required on day 1 versus day 30. In other words, moving abroad isn't a one flight event, it's a chain of steps that you want to treat like a puzzle, not a sprint. Okay, so what you should do right now. If you have a flight, verify your flight and booking. Is your airport one of the 40 impacted? Can you choose alternative airports or dates? Review your passport validity, personal details, gender name match, visa clearance, all of that good stuff. And map out your timeline, your arrival, your housing, your job start, local registration, and add buffer days wherever you can. Join expat move in abroad communities for your destination. These groups will share information that will save you time and give you workarounds. Stay updated. The shutdown and policy changes are ever changing. Subscribe to alerts from your airline, destination, country's immigration site, and the U.S. State Department. Taking action now means you're not just waiting on trouble, you're proactively holding your move together. So, there you have it, flight cuts, passport changes, and what they mean for your move abroad. If you are serious about relocating, now is the time to solidify all of your documents, lock in flexibility as much as you can, and stay connected. If you're currently planning to move or travel abroad, drop your country and expected timeline in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're preparing. If this video helped, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on that bell notification for updates, and share with someone planning their move. For me, my plans have shifted a lot, but I am planning to move out of the country within 6 months, and it might move up from that because of all of these changes. So thanks for watching. Stay prepared, stay flexible, and I'll see you in the next one. Safe travels.